For this evening's Accent on Academics, we will have a presentation from Tab High School and its Social Advocacy Project. The Social Advocacy Project is a year-long, multi-component assignment that develops the 21st century students' ability to communicate, collaborate, and think critically and creatively about a topic of their choosing. To share more about this presentation and introduce the students and other presenters is Ms. Angie Siders, Tab High School Principal.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Shandor and members of the board. I'm Angela Siders, the principal of Tab High School, and tonight I have the pleasure of sharing with you the work of Jackie Malone, an English teacher at Tab High, as we present a transformative learning experience that Mrs. Malone created called the Social Advocacy Project. As you're aware, the Board of Education has heard from students, families, and educators that earning a diploma should be about more than passing a prescribed series of courses and tests. The board also has heard from higher education, businesses, and the military that graduates need skills and attributes such as the 5 C's to be successful in life. In response, the board is redesigning the high school experience and developing a profile of a Virginia graduate. And you know THS was eager to jump on board. Tab High has focused a huge portion of our professional development on the 5 C's in response to the profile of a Virginia graduate. The 5 C's include critical thinking, creative thinking, collaboration, communication, and citizenship. Tab High has encouraged the teachers to create projects and lessons involving many of them as possible. Our foreign language department has flawlessly integrated Seesaw into their daily instruction to quickly assess student knowledge with student-created recorded audio files and documents. Our math department is solving a real-world problem by trying to find a path from Tab Middle to Tab High, but avoiding the traffic on Yorktown Road. Our history department can take our students anywhere in the world with a 360 experience using VR goggles. And our English department has used BYOT for the Quizzes app to review content before collaborating online in Office 365 for a persuasive speech. And for our focus tonight, the Social Advocacy Project surpassed all expectations and effortlessly included authentic experiences that would impact these students in a meaningful way. Mrs. Malone will now share with you her experience implementing this into the curriculum.
Good evening. My name is Jackie Malone. I am an English teacher at Tab High School and very excited to have the opportunity to share the work my students are doing in our classes. The idea for the Social Advocacy Project began the first year I taught 12th grade English in Newport News Public Schools. It was romantic poetry that led to a public service announcement assignment that had students making connections to the importance of literary themes and their lives. It was a teacher's dream. And they were enjoying the opportunities I gave them to investigate and raise awareness on topics that were both interesting and important to them. Fast forward 2 years, and I again am given the opportunity to teach 12th grade English here in York County. Now, what I have learned about high school seniors is that senioritis is a real and dangerous thing. Most students do not have the burdens of SOLs to worry about. If they intend on going to college, their attention and focus can only be held until the acceptance letter is received. And for those not planning on attending a full-year college, there is little to keep them engaged. As you are aware, 12th grade English focuses on a survey of British literature as part of the Virginia Standards of Learning. And I feel a particular connection to this area of English study because in case my accent hasn't emerged yet, I am British. While I am an English literature nerd, I know for most 17 and 18-year-old students, the dead, white English males that make up the English literary canon and most textbook reading assignments are not a very exciting prospect. Which left me with the question, How can I engage these kids for a whole year, adhere to the standards, and give them a rigorous preparation for the next stage of their lives, whether that's MIT or the military, Virginia Tech or TNCC. First rule of lesson planning, go back to the standards. The Virginia SOLs require students be taught 4 strands: reading, writing, communication, and research. And while I still teach the drama, prose, and poetry of those dead white English males, students spend an equal amount of time researching, writing, sharing, and reading on topics they've chosen. Voice and choice, a phrase we hear frequently in educational circles, is the backbone of the Social Advocacy Project. I begin the year talking to students about their passions. What makes you want to get up every day? What gets you excited? What gets you riled up? These are the questions I challenge them to think about. We discuss societal problems, read literature that addresses people's struggles, and then I ask them to develop a proposal for how they would like to change the world, whether that world is Tabb High School, their neighborhood, or the other side of the world. But back to the assignments themselves. Spread across all 4 quarters, assignments cover each of the SOL strands: research, reading, writing, communication. During the first semester, students work on developing their research skills, being discerning consumers of information, learning how to identify fake news, non-credible sources. These are the skills of the 21st century learner. We are bombarded with information, so discerning the good from the dangerous is essential. Students begin compiling a list of people and organizations in the real world who they will be able to reach out to during their business writing assignment. They learn how to write professional emails and letters, develop promotional resources, and create eye-catching advertising materials in the forms of posters and infographics. I love watching their faces when they receive a real response from a real person. They start realizing they have the power to make a difference, and that is a potent force for engagement. But the one aspect of this assignment that causes the most concern, yet creates the greatest sense of accomplishment in students, is the Ignite talk. This public speaking experience with no note cards, in the auditorium, with presentation slides moving every 15 seconds automatically, whether they're ready for it or not, has become a rite of passage at Tabb. Taking the passion they have developed in their topic and sharing it with their classmates and distinguished guests has proven to be a worthwhile experience both for the presenter and audience. Each student's confidence rises as they realize they are capable of accomplishing the scariest of tasks, speaking in public. An unexpected bonus is the camaraderie that develops because they have faced this adversity together, supported each other, and lived to tell the tale. A consistent comment in the post-Ignite Talk reflection essays demonstrates students are proud of themselves and proud of their classmates. The final assignments of the Social Advocacy Project include the required 12th grade research paper and a culminating project where students must move their project beyond the walls of our classrooms. Students earn points based on what they do to raise awareness or that make an actual impact on their topic. Last year's students were involved in a wide variety of beneficial community outreach events, to include volunteering countless hours, picking up trash in support of their environmental concerns, to include teaching elementary and middle school students about the importance of recycling, speaking out against racism, bullying, and body shaming at local youth and church groups, raising awareness of Alzheimer's, ALS, depression, suicide prevention, and alcoholism, working with local animal shelters to look after abandoned and abused pets, and supporting healthy lifestyles with tobacco cessation, safe driving practices, and drug prevention programs. I am excited to see what the graduating class of 2018 will accomplish. To give insight into the student experience with this project, I have brought along Isaiah Hall, Gabriella Reuter, and Grace Riley. The topics they chose for their social advocacy projects are as different as each of them. But the common thread is that they all embraced my crazy ideas and demonstrated a passion for and commitment to their topics. Thank you. Over to the important ones.
Hello, I am Isaiah Hall. I'm part of Miss Malone's English 12 class. When we were assigned the Social Advocacy Project, I had a harder time than I thought I would picking my topic. I really had to sit down and think about things that were important to me and that could benefit others around me. In the end, I chose local pollution, as I felt like world pollution was way too large for a start. I chose this because I knew it was something that meant a lot to me and something that I could make an immediate impact with. Once I started researching my topic, I was honestly frustrated with this project, as I felt like it had nothing to do with English 12, and because we were preparing for a speech, it felt like more of a public speaking class. I've been taking advanced English since middle school, and in all honesty, I only took regular English this year, as I felt like it would reduce my school workload, with my father being deployed, going to work, and helping my mom at home. The Ignite Talk project was a lot of work. However, as I continued to research work on my Ignite Talk, I began to realize that these kinds of projects are what most high schools lack across America. In today's world, we as people have become so obsessed with the need for technology that our social skills really have deteriorated. During my research, I was able to communicate with others that had similar topics, and I also collaborated with media specialists to enhance my researching skills. When I go to George Mason University, I'll be majoring in forensic science, and through collaborating with others during the Ignite Talk project, I feel more confident in my abilities to excel in my field and work with others. The first part of this project really opened up my eyes, built a greater sense of citizenship, and made me realize that with growing up, I will need to be able to speak to those around me in a professional way while maintaining composure. As the school year comes close to the end, I am hoping to collaborate with other teachers and students to bring beneficial features to Tab High School. I plan on writing a grant to get funds to provide us with water bottle fillers for our water fountains. As a result of all my work, I am able to look back and appreciate this project for what it did in helping me plan for my future.
Hi, my name is Gabriella Reuter, and I'm here to talk to you about my social advocacy project and my topic on fast fashion. To be quite honest, school isn't something I've been really interested in. Unfortunately, that applies to many students in high school. My disinterest is mainly because we aren't taught the type of things I am interested in. I like politics, environmental, and social issues, things I can feel involved in. Before our class was assigned this project, I wasn't very good at turning in my classwork. I had a very low C in the class. But weeks later, my grade went up, and I started turning my work, and it's because of this project. Getting to be involved in a project I had chosen myself helped me maintain my interest and creativity in the assignments, which made me more interested in school and engaged in the class. I did my project on fast fashion. When I think of fashion, I visualize people showing their uniqueness and personality through their clothes, shoes, and accessories. It basically shows the world who they are, and what they like. I'm also very conscious of what we're doing to our environment. So doing this project helped me put my interest in education together. My love for fashion and the environment was something I never thought would go together until I watched the documentary, The True Cause, which was my inspiration for choosing the topic. Giving me the opportunity to speak to you today is amazing. And with the help of Miss Malone, my English teacher, I was also given the opportunity to speak at the fashion show our school had hosted. I also had plans with the approval of our school's administration to host a screening of the film, The True Cause. The reason my interest in this topic started. Raising awareness and finding solutions for the social and environmental issues that the fast fashion industry causes has become very important to me. I am learning to communicate with people and organizations beyond the classroom. Through public speaking and opportunities like the Ignite Talk and my fashion show presentation, but I also through written communications by writing letters, creating pamphlets, and utilizing social media platforms. Ms. Malone told us to find something we could get passionate about. I think I did.
Hi, my name is Grace Riley, and I'm here to talk about the social advocacy project my peers and I have been doing for a while now. I think we can all agree that preparing for the Ignite Talk was the hardest part. I have always been afraid of public speaking, so when I heard we were doing a project that required public speaking, I started to freak out. To help get over my fear, I wrote a script for me to memorize, and I practiced in front of my puppy. However, my fear of public speaking was still present on the day of my presentation. I could feel my face heating up and my palms sweating. But there were a couple of things that day that helped me get through the day, such as being prepared, knowing that I'm doing this for something I believe in, and I had one of my best friends in the audience cheering me on. My social advocacy project is on better funding for music programs. Music brings uniqueness and that pop of color into the world. My sister and I came up with the 3 C's: courage, creativity, and confidence. Each one plays a key role in music education and developing a well-rounded person. Music is a way of life, and I personally don't understand what the world would be like without it. I also wanted to do this project because I've been in the band for 7 years. I love marching band and symphonic band, and I love the bonds I've made through this program. I also chose this topic because music is a great coping mechanism. My mom passed away when I was 6, so I only had my family and a couple of friends. Music was the one thing that helped me cope and was never wrong when I was feeling depressed or angry. My social advocacy project also gave me the chance to improve my communication skills. It allowed me to use what I was learning in school in the real world. I made a brochure that I can pass out to people, and I have written emails to Dr. George and Dr. Shandor. I also wrote a letter to the founder of NAM Foundation, Mr. Lamond. His website became the basis of my research and inspired me to keep pursuing this topic. In the future, I hope that music education in schools is considered an essential part of the curriculum. I want people to see that there are great benefits for funding music programs. When I see money being used for things that are needed, I think, hey, the band is still here and we need to fix some instruments. I heard that THS is redoing the stage, which is a small step that can lead to bigger things. Doing the social advocacy project is a way to put the idea out there and bring the awareness. I am grateful for this opportunity to express something I believe in so deeply. I would also like to thank Mr. Lawson for showing me my potential and never giving up on me when I wanted to quit. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Well, thank you very much. I don't have any questions right now, right this second, but I do have a couple comments. I was just talking to Dr. Shandor just a couple weeks, maybe a couple months ago, that there ought to be a class teaching our kids about what's real and what's fake news on social media, and here we're doing it. We were already doing it, evidently. Mrs. Malone, kudos to you. It's a great program, and kudos to the 3 that are up here. If you think you had problems with public speaking, you don't have any problems at all. You did wonderful tonight.
And there was no problem speaking tonight, was it? Nah.
No, you did excellent. You did excellent.
did.
And
They
it's really heartfelt to me when I hear students come in and you really get excited about a class, because obviously you got excited about it. And that's what helps you learn, and that's for the teacher and you. It just, everything works perfect. So great job. Great job. I think you're very well prepared for the future. So any other
If I
comments
may
or questions?
echo similar comments, kudos to the staff for this, just the excitement that it brings. I want to go back to school. But you think about an age of technology and how we don't communicate. This is very, very important, what you're doing. And I can't echo that enough, because we are human. We have connections to just communication that just spells out so much in our lives. So kudos to you.
Mr. Anderson? Okay.
If I could just add one thing, I want to thank Ms. Malone. She's invited me the last 2 years to come and observe these students with the Ignite presentations. And I'm telling you, those Ignite presentations are no joke. They're really, really, really tough. There's a lot of pressure on these guys. And you all have done such a wonderful job. And I love the fact that you can pick your own topic, and it's something that you truly believe in. And you all just done a wonderful job. I also want to say, and I'll end this quickly, because I think you have to get to a lacrosse game. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stop talking, and I'll turn it back over to
Okay.
Reese.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.